Learning how to code is one of the most frustrating things on earth. I know how to code now, and many things are kind of intuitive for me at the moment. But I vividly remember being 14 years old, struggling to learn how to build a 3D video game engine and rendering system in Visual Basic. I remember getting so excited when I learned that everything in video games are actually just a bunch of code. I felt like I had discovered some secret sauce, and I was determined to cook up my own game engine. I thought to myself, well, how hard could it be? Just write some code and boom, my very own 3D world. But wait, spoiler alert, it was very hard. So my excitement quickly turned into despair when I encountered a piece of code that was over 2,000 lines long, written in Visual Studio Code, just to generate a simple 3D world. At that moment, I literally thought that learning how to code would be an impossible task. So I spent the next several years stuck in what I like to call tutorial hell. You know that place where you're endlessly hopping from one tutorial to the next, always hoping that this one will finally make everything click. I went through countless PDFs, books, online guides, trying to grasp the magic behind coding. But it wasn't until 2019 when I finally got a friend to mentor me for a bit that I finally started getting the hang of it. Why am I even telling you this? This is because I see too many people stuck in the same place I was, trying to learn how to code, stuck trying to figure out how to write a simple while loop, or even getting frustrated over creating a navigation menu in HTML and CSS. I'm here to tell you something that might surprise you. Stop learning how to code. Yes, you've heard me right. Stop it. Stop jumping from one tutorial to the next, hoping that the next one will be the magic key that unlocks coding for you. Stop focusing on learning how to code altogether. But before you run off, let me explain what I mean. First, let's talk about what coding really is. Coding is just writing a bunch of syntax. By itself, it's meaningless. A bit like learning every word in the dictionary without knowing how to put them together to form sentences. So it's not the coding itself that is actually important, it's what you do with it that matters. What you need to do is to start solving problems. Think of coding as a toolbox. The tools themselves aren't really important. What's important is what you build with them. The key to learning how to code isn't memorizing syntax, it's actually changing your own mindset. You need to switch from thinking, how do I learn how to code, to thinking, what problem can I solve with code? It's a small switch, but it makes a huge difference. Instead of grinding through yet another tutorial, start working on projects that interest you, projects that solve real-world problems, even if they are very small ones. I usually like to talk about how I learned how to code. It wasn't because I just wanted to learn how to code, but it was because I wanted to build an app that solved a problem I was facing. This desire pushed me to learn the things I needed to build, and in turn allowed me to focus on the essential things needed for me to make progress efficiently. So trust me when I say you learn more by trying to build something, failing, tweaking it, and trying again and again than you ever learn from watching someone else coding alongside you. And that is where the real magic happens. Just think about it for a second. Every groundbreaking application, every revolutionary piece of software, every mind-blowing AI breakthrough, they all started with someone thinking, what if we could predict weather patterns? Or what if we could teach a computer what to see? And that is basically AI. So it basically starts with the idea, then it goes to learning how to build the idea before actually building. So you won't learn well if you don't have a good why or a good reason. So coding is not about memorizing syntax or following tutorials. It's basically about having the tools to turn your what ifs into reality. It's about looking at the world around you and seeing not just what is, but what could be, and then having the skills to bridge that gap. So here's my challenge for you. Step away from tutorials for a moment. Look around you. What's something in your daily life that bugs you? What's a problem you've always wished you could solve? That's your starting point and that's your project. So you may be wondering, what if I can't actually find a problem to solve? So in a case where you can't find a problem to solve, it is beneficial to solve problems provided by people who have already been where you are. That's why in our full stack development training program at the Programmers University, we've meticulously designed a series of real-world projects that tackle the challenges you'll face as a developer. Each project is crafted by industry experts who have been in your shoes, ensuring you not only learn code but also gain the problem-solving skills that employers are looking for. You won't just be writing lines of code. You'll basically be building solutions, developing critical thinking, and mastering the art of full-stack development in a way that's both practical and transformative. So to register for this training program, visit theprogrammersuniversity.com or click in the link in my bio. Finally, while building the projects you so choose, you'll hit walls, you'll get frustrated, and you'll want to quit. And let me tell you that that is totally okay, and that is part of the process. But here's the secret. Every time you overcome one of these obstacles, you're not just learning how to code, you are learning how to think like a programmer. You are basically developing problem skills that will serve you in every aspect of your life. You're training your brain to break down complex issues into small and manageable chunks, and that is basically a work of a developer. This will overall help you to look at problems from several different angles and provide you more tools in your arsenal to tackle them more efficiently. And before you know it, you find yourself actually coding and no longer trying to learn how to code. So I want to know what you think about implementing this mindset change in order to actually learn how to code in the comment section. So be sure to leave a like if you want to see more videos like this, and see you in the next one.